If creating content in your business feels like waking up every day and asking what's for dinner, this video is for you. Because for a lot of women building online businesses, it's not starting over every week, it's starting over every single day. And what makes it worse is that no one really talks about how mentally draining that can be. You're not just deciding what to post, you're deciding who to be that day, what tone to take, what angle to use, what trend you should probably jump on. And by the time you actually post something, you're already tired. Most women I talk to are using social media to build their business. And honestly, who isn't? But social media trains us to believe that content has to be new, reactive, fast, and constant, which means you're never building on anything. You're just feeding the machine. So you post something, and the next day, it's gone. And the day after that, you're back to asking yourself, what do I say now? That cycle is exhausting, especially when the content doesn't even feel like you. It starts to feel like a chore instead of an expression, like you're ticking a box instead of building something meaningful. So here's why this is especially hard for women over 40. At this stage of life, you don't just want attention, you want impact. You don't want to go viral for something random. You want your message to really matter. You've lived enough life to know when something feels hollow. So when you're forced to create every day just to stay visible, it becomes really hard to connect to the feeling behind your message. And without that feeling, content falls flat, feels disconnected and heavy, which is usually when women start questioning themselves instead of questioning the system they're trying to work inside of. So this is where evergreen content changes things. When I really understood evergreen content, it showed me something I hadn't realized before. I didn't have to hustle. I didn't have to throw things at the wall and hope something stuck. Evergreen content is the smarter, not harder way to message. It's content that does not expire after 24 hours. Searchable, it compounds, and I like to think of it like a digital billboard. Once it's up, it works for you day and night, whether you're posting that day or not. So instead of constantly asking, what should I post today? You start asking, what do people actually need to hear? And that shift alone brings so much calm. See, before this approach, content felt genuinely terrifying to me. As an introvert, it felt like being put on the spot in class every single day, like the teacher suddenly calling on you when you don't raise your hand, or being told to give a speech with no preparation. That kind of pressure is brutal. If you don't love being the center of attention, you overthink your words, you worry people might judge or laugh, and yet that's exactly how daily reactive content feels. Evergreen content, on the other hand, gave me permission to slow down, to think, to choose my words, to speak from clarity instead of panic. Now content feels like true expression, straight talk, no performing, and that difference is everything. So here's something that isn't talked about enough. Confidence doesn't come from posting more. It comes from knowing what you stand for. And evergreen content forces you to get clear on your vision, on your message, on who you're actually speaking to. And when those things are clear, confidence follows naturally. You're no longer trying to impress strangers. You're communicating with intention. And that's why evergreen content works so well for thoughtful women, for introverts and women over 40. It honors depth over noise. And if content feels exhausting right now, start here. You want to first map out your vision, not just your income goals, which are great, but actually what you want your business to support in your life. This becomes the anchor for everything that you create. And then second, decide who you want to help, determine what they're struggling with, what they're overwhelmed by, and what do they keep searching for answers to. Evergreen content comes from understanding, not creativity. And third, choose one platform and create content that actually there's feeling behind consistently, not perfectly, just honestly. Consistency here doesn't mean daily, it means aligned. You don't need to reinvent yourself every day. You don't need to be louder or trendier or more entertaining. You need to trust the message within you that wants to come out. And that message doesn't expire. And when you build content around it, your business finally starts to feel sustainable. So I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment and let me know if this resonated with you. I want to create content that actually helps you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.